already been developed and is out there in the community, which is very common, something that they encourage here at CCB to work with, because when you get out in the field, you will encounter working with open source code or other people's code,